Invented in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Saville Shootout, presented by Curling Stadium Edmonton. My name is Sean Joyce. I'm going to be joining you here for this evening's draw. Men's action, last draw of the evening. The game we'll be featuring here. We've got two Saskatchewan teams, Mike McEwen against Steve Laycock. Both of these teams played and won earlier today. Both sitting at 1-1 in Pool C. Practice session before the game to see who would have last rock, and a draw to the button to see who would have last rock here in the opening end of play, with the McEwen team winning the draw to the button. Redstone actually came into the rings. Now with that exchange of hits, that Redstone just outside the rings, it's in the free guard zone now. The lead for the McEwen team is Daniel Marsh. Twin brother Kevin with his brush down now. Colton Flash plays third. McEwen in the house is the skip. Haven't seen them play yet this year, but if they're using the same lineup that they used last year at the Provincial Tankard and then again at the Briar that I saw, Kevin Marsh holds the broom when Mike is throwing, and that's just because they want to take advantage of Colton Flash and his sweeping ability. For the Laycock team, this is Chris Heichert, the second. Braden Grindheim, the lead, sweeping on the right as we look at Chris's back. Sean Meacham is the third, and of course Steve Laycock the skip. This is going to be a rare treat for me. This will be one of the few times all weekend, because this gets more and more rare all the time, that all 8 players on the sheet I have played against at some point in time. I've called a lot more games for the Marsh boys than I've played against them, though, and I have had a number of people over the years ask me how you tell them apart, and I'll be honest here, Dave, the way I tell them apart is that Kevin gets up on his toe, and Daniel, not so much. Looking for the hit here, there's a chance he could make the double. Catches one, but jams it on the phone in the back. Does spill out into the open. So it's the Yellowstone at the back of the 8-foot belonging to McEwen that is shot rock right now. Second stone belongs to Steve Laycock, top of the 12-foot. For Kevin Marsh to make a plan, he's going to have to roll towards the open. Can't roll under cover without jamming. Makes the hit, does roll to the open side, hangs on for a bite of the 12-foot. McEwen sits 2. Sean Meacham was looking to hit and roll in. This might be plan B now if they're going to stay on the outside, maybe get the double. Good awareness by Steve Laycock. Realized that wasn't going to come up, so called the brush on to try to make the double and able to clip the second stone. With the rollout, though, it does give the opportunity now for Mike to play on the guards and not to escape the first end with a blank. Last rock would be even ends. Only able to get one, does push the other one over to the corner. Creates a bit of a dilemma for Steve Laycock. He doesn't really want to be coming around a corner guard. But he knows if he peels it, he's looking at a blank end. In the end, he decides that's what they got to do. Well, makes the hit, but not able to get the shooter all the way out of play. And Mike McEwen took a look at it and decided it's worth a shot to try to get around that. That was a really good attempt. They probably haven't had a lot of chances to play out that wide. Didn't know what it was going to do. Manages to get pretty close to the edge of the guard. Didn't get the finish at the end that he might have liked, but that had to be a bit of a guess as to how wide to even go with the broom. Does look to be just really open, so Steve Laycock wants to make a pass at this stone. Probably can't roll under cover. He'll try to roll back towards the middle. Wants to keep his shooter in the ring somewhere, though. Doesn't want to give Mike McEwen another chance to make that come around. So Steve Laycock sitting one on the edge of the 8-foot now. Mike will play the hit. I'm not sure if he's going to try to play the roll under cover or not. Doesn't have a lot of room over there to stay in behind the guard. Tightening up the broom from the hacks now. And pardon me, took a little more ice. Well, just based on that, I got to think he's going to throw this quiet and try to go for the roll. Starting to curl now. Makes the hit. Going to get a bit of a roll over there. Oh boy, how good is that for the first end? Rolls in behind a corner guard that's only protecting just the very edge of the 12-foot. Steve can't really see enough of it to make a play on it, so he's going to try to freeze to the corner of it. As long as he's close, it'll make it tricky to eliminate it. Rushers picked it up early. Going to be by the front one now. The question is, can they get it far enough to be shot rock? And no, it's going to come up just a little bit short. He had great line coming in if he just had a couple of feet more weight. So an opportunity for Mike McEwen here in this opening end of play. Needs full 12 foot with his final stone. And he could pick up 2. That's a great way to start any game. Get the hammer on the draw of the button and use it right away to pick up 2 points. Flash the inside brush. Pick this up right away. Both rushers going hard now. Able to bring that stone into the top of the 8 foot, and Mike McEwen will pick up his 2 points here in the opening end of play. They'll take a 2-0 lead over Steve Laycock, and Laycock will have last rock in the second.
You make moments like these possible.
Nice shot at all 10 sheets here at the Saville Center. Using a split draw in this year's event, and we see that in a number of larger centers now, where they'll start half the games at one draw time and going to have a bit of a staggered start on the other half of the games. It works out great for the fans, for the ice makers, even for these broadcasts of ours, because no matter what time you log in, there's going to be a game running. There is no period of time where all 10 games have ended and the ice crew's out there getting the ice ready for the next draw. There's always games going on. So it's great for the viewing experience, and it takes some of the burden off the ice makers, so they're not trying to rush to get 10 sheets ready all at the same time. This is the first time for me today having the second half of the draw, so all 10 games here tonight underway right now. Daniel Marsh with the center guard on his first. Braden Grindheim came around, so now Daniel looking to follow it, sit on the corner. Braden Ridheim being asked to come to the corner now, try to sit 2. Going to grab a piece of the 8-foot, but it looks like the Yellowstone at the top of the 8 still second shot. Even opting to make a play on the open stone, however. Makes the hit, stays right there. Chris Heichert will now look to draw in that direction. Good corner, freeze it, or perhaps get just behind it a little bit, maybe cornering behind it, just back of the tee, maybe the second shot. Nothing out of the brushers so far. A little strong. They brushed it enough to make sure they got by. So it is probably half or a little more than half buried at the back of the 12-foot. Hard to say who's third shot right now. Mike asked them how much they could see. They've got 2 ways they could go at this. The run back, yellow onto red, or just try to get by the stone in front of the house, put the yellow onto the red, roll the shooter away a little bit. But you should leave the ray stone in behind cover. Makes that shot look a lot easier than it was. Shooter rolls out of play, but he sits shot rock definitely behind the guard. Still difficult to tell who's second. If I had to bet on it right now, I think it is the red stone at the back of the 12-foot belonging to Steve Laycock. McEwen going to take a look now. And he pointed indicating it might be the red. Tough for him to do much about that, though, so he's going to play a guard on shot stone. All that brushing at the end just to try to get it to curl far enough, and they do get it dead lined up to that shot stone. Laycock switching gears here now. Instead of playing the run back again, going to look to come around everything. See if he can't set up his deuce. Got a lot of room by the guard, but from what we've seen so far today, there's big late movement here in the Saville Center. Tons of room by the guard, not able to get by the stone at the top of the 8-foot. They called the brush off at the end, hoping it would stay cornered, but it does spill off a little bit. Enough room that McEwen can ask Colton Flash to make a hit on that stone. He makes the nose hit. I believe his shooter will be second shot. The question will be then, is there a possibility to double the yellows? Bring that stone at the back of the 12-foot into play. Makes the hit, does stay right there. The double is there. The second yellow will clear the red easy enough. Might be tough to keep the shooter around. Certainly wouldn't be second shot rock. He's got to stay far enough out that he'd only be sitting one if he can hold it at all. Just might have to come up just to kill the top stone. Drives it almost dead sideways. Now, by doing that, he did move the yellow on the other side, so there's no doubt who's second shot now. Mike McEwen now looking to come around that center guard himself. Can bury this in the top button area. Could possibly be looking at a steal. Certainly he's got the chance to force here. Nice line by the front one. Oh, and they do pull that into the top of the 4-foot. It is dead buried. Steve Laycock looking at making a play on the guard, and the safest play is try to run it towards the stone at the back of the 8-foot to make sure that he rolls his shooter off the center line. You ever tried to run it straight back and you dead jammed it, you'd leave your shooter out there for a guard, and you might be in all kinds of trouble on your last one. As long as he rolls off the center line here, you know that Mike McEwen's likely going to have to replace the guard. You should have a draw available on the intern side. Close to the stone at the back. Catches it. Shooter's going to roll past his own at the back 12-foot. This at least forces a decision for Mike McEwen. Hard to guard a stone with one rock. If you leave him a piece, Steve Laycock might have a chance to get his deuce back. If you just hit the stone in the back, you've got your force. Stone at the back is just fully open. Doesn't really matter if he sticks around, but he's got room to roll full 8-foot here. And does roll into the 8-foot. Steve Laycock will make a play on shot stone. That little roll just means that Steve has to stay a little closer to the center line. He's looking for the nose hit anyway, but he's got some room to roll. Still can come up for him. Rusher's just cleaning. That quiet weight, it does come up to the nose. Steve Laycock with the final stone here in the second end picks up his single point, but it is Mike McEwen with a 2-1 lead, and he will have last rock in the third.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind from pre-seed to post-harvest. You can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Two to one for Mike McEwen over Steve Laycock as we begin play here in the third end. McEwen with last rock. Laycock teamed through the center guard on the first one, and just the long center guard. Daniel Marsh with the come around on his first attempt. Now Braden Grindheim will look to throw second center. I have to get this a little tighter to the rings and dead lined up. Just a little light will work as a center guard, but those two being side by side, once 5 rocks have been thrown, it'll be a fairly routine double peel. Whatever Mike McEwen decides he wants to play it, but long enough he might just ignore them. For now, he'll look to come around. Not room by the field yet. Movement here at the Saville Center continues to be late. McEwen sitting 2 behind the 2 center guards for now. Looking to come down, sit on top of them. Got a much tighter line here. And it looks like when they switched sweepers to try to get a little extra curl at the end, Sean Meacham must have touched that stone, so it's a burnt rock, and it will be removed from play. Kevin Marsh will see if they can't find a way to capitalize on that bad break. Sitting 2 already, a chance to put a third one in. Comes down, nudges his own stone up, and they do sit 3 now behind the guards. Almost getting to the point where Steve Laycock might have to make a play on the guards. Hates to do that. He's down by a point here, but without last rock, starting to get dangerous. Chris Eichert with a nice draw there, comes down, nudges the shot stone back. I think he's even got second. Right about now is where it should start to move. Stay just ever so slightly on the high side, taps the red towards the yellow. That is a lonely red, and there's angles on yellows on both sides to run onto it. 3-rock combination on his intern side looks a little more dangerous for Steve Laycock right now, so he's asking Sean Meacham to guard it. It would be tempting to peel those two at the top now. That guard that was just thrown takes away any danger that Steve Laycock can get at your 3 rocks in a row. Fulton Flash with the peel, and with that big weight, Stone spins all the way through the back. Continues to be Mike McEwen sitting 1, the Stone on the button. Laycock has second shot, but it is surrounded. He's got to guard the yellow that's open. Try to take away the raise opportunity on the right-hand side as we look at Steve. Makes a nice guard. Mike eyeing up the double peel and the roll here. Fulton certainly can throw it hard enough for this. You're looking to hit the first one fairly thick, catch the top half of the second red, and even if you don't get the shooter all the way out, just to spill it off that center line with some spin. Might be a little thin. You're actually going to hit the other one first. Try to squirt through. Well, he gets a little closer to the rings, and a little bit dangerous for Steve Laycock as well. He could guard the other side again, but Mike McEwen decides to play the run back. It's another yellow coming back in. Steve looking at playing the wide out turn draw right around everything, come to the back of the forefoot. The goal here really has to be to put a rock in a position where if McEwen makes a play on that red at the top of the 4, it's going to jam on the one that you're about to deliver. This is a tough shot. He's got to go really wide. It's going to be a bit of a guess for both line and weight. Looks like he's got the line. Comes up just a little bit short. Still, it does sit, looks like 4th for now, and if Mike is playing the run back, he's going to kill probably shot in second shot anyway. Daniel Marsh, Colton Flash make their way down. Everybody wants to take a look at these angles. Open yellow at the top of the 8-foot onto the yellow just half in the 4-foot. You can put that red out of the side of the 4. Unfortunately, where does everything else end up? The run on the guard is not easy just because there's some separation between them, and you're going to lose the shot stone. Oh, perhaps looking at the nose hit on that red. I don't think I like that. Give Steve a chance to play yellow onto red onto the shot stone. Round robin play here at the Saville Shootout. Both of these teams in Pool C won their games earlier today. It's 5 games in your round robin portion. So you'll play the other 4 teams in your pool. You'll have 1 game against a team in another pool to get your 5 games. And then at the end of round robin play, 8 teams will advance to the championship pool. Play a single knockout. That's all on Monday. So every one of these games is so important. After the discussion, the decision is to go after the stone they can see. Not sure if they're trying to stay right there, if they think there might be the chance to get a bit of a roll inside. Not throwing big weight here. Get him to hit and stay right there, and he does. That red stone in the 4-foot continuing to look very, very lonely. Steve Laycock can't really guard everything, so he's looking at how do I get another one in there. Hard to get another one in there. Leave in double as well. Gets into the 4-foot anywhere. The yellow onto the corner of the red. The second yellow that he raises up is going to come into the edge of that 4-foot somewhere. Wondering now, I think what he's looking at, can you hit the Yellowstone that was just delivered, get to the inside of it enough, maybe nudge the yellow so that it's no longer lined up to catch that red stone? That's tough. I think it took me more time to explain it than it did for Steve to stop looking at it. Right about Steve Laycock is thinking, who ordered all these lemons? Going back to his first call, the idea to come around everything to the back of the forefoot. And he does. He's got to be back. He sits right on the tee line. Yellow, yellow onto red, comes across and kills both reds. Lots of room yet, but you know this is going to move. Has to get deep on this. This is plan B now. It clearly wasn't going to get deep, so it tried to stop the sweep but hope it would stop in time. I don't know if it did. Can Mike McEwen get to the inside of his own stone, drive yellow into the pocket of the yellow-red? Yellow comes back, puts the stone, the red stone at the top of the forefoot, and you probably lose the shooter. You probably lose the yellow at the top of the forefoot. But this could be for as many as 4. If it's there, and I mean that's what they're looking at. It's hard to tell from the camera angle if you can get by the guard tight enough to hit the yellow stone at the top of the 8-foot where you need to hit it. It's got to be close to there. It's only got about a third of a rock of air, and it looks like with the broom placement, he's planning to play this quiet, which must mean he doesn't think he can get it where he needs to get 4. So he's looking at yellow onto yellow, clip the corner of the red in the forefoot, but not very hard, so that he can get 2. He wants to keep the raised stone, just nudge the red a little bit. Final stone here for Mike McEwen and end number 3, already with a 1-point lead. And he has on the button. Trying to play the tap on the 2 yellows. See if he can pick up a second point here. Yellow onto yellow, taps, just nudges off the side of that red. Does look like he stayed enough. It'll be 2 more points for Mike McEwen, and he'll take a 4-1 lead after 3 ends of play. Steve Laycock with last rock again in the 4th.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
First stone of this fourth end of play, brought right into the rings. That's it. You see full 8 foot, just about biting the floor. Steve Laycock asking Braden Grindheim to throw the corner guard. Three-point lead for now. Mike McEwen, no interest in throwing any kind of guards here. He'll look to come into the middle again. Well, I stand corrected. They did call for the center guard. Steve Laycock probably as happy with that as he could be with any call that we made. He's got a few rocks to work with now. Braden Grindheim looking for the intern between the two guards. Try to sit on the corner of shot stone for now. This is really curling hard, and that is a no-tick zone rock. He moves it off the center line. So it goes back, and the shooter is removed from play. That as he could be with any call that we made. He's got a few rocks to work with now. Braden Grindheim looking for the intern between the two guards. Try to sit on the corner of shot stone for now. Looked like it made a bit of a move early. That might have been a pick. He caught just a little bit of a debris and started curling earlier than some of the other stones. And once they started, there's just no way to hold the line. Gives the McEwen team a chance to try to put some additional pressure on here in the fourth end. Trying to come right around everything. It does. Sits on the corner of the button. Mike McEwen sitting two. Steve Laycock needing to clean up that middle a little bit. Is going to ask Chris Hiker to play the run. He'd like to catch something in the rings. Also wants to keep his shooter on the corner if he could. He's going to over curl. He'll peel the center guard, but loses the shooter. Kevin Marsh will look to replace that guard. Once again, makes the peel, not able to catch any of the stones in the rings. And once again, Mike McEwen will ask to have the guard replaced, this time Colton Flash. Replaces the guard, so once again, Steve Laycock will ask for the attempted run back. Sean Meacham now. Had the chance to call Sean's games for a long time. One thing I know is you don't get a lot of time to set up the shot because he's liable to be coming out of the hacks. Doesn't take a lot of time. Great when you're playing with clocks. No time clocks in play here. Made the peel, but again, not able to catch any of the rocks in the rings. And so once again, Colton Flash will be asked to replace the guard. Kevin Marsh on the brush there had to take it as hard as he could at the end just to get it back to the center line, but in the end it does cover that stone at the top of the 8 completely. Just enough to make the run back very difficult here. If he does happen to catch one of those stones in the forefront, he'd probably leave the guard in the center line area. Just like that. Catches the stone at the top of the 4 foot, but leaves his shooter as a center guard. Does mean they'll have to change the location of the guard here a little bit. indication was they'll try to get in between those two yellows, take away the double opportunity, and probably a little bit tighter than the red one. You have to expect Steve Laycock is probably going to run the red guard in. You might want to come underneath the red guard enough that at least he can't run it directly into the pocket. Puts that guard in a really good spot. See where it ended up. That red run in, he can probably, if he wanted to take a shot at it, try to run it onto shot stone, but I don't think he could ever get it in there for a run double. And it's risky trying to run it at all if he ever caught the stone that was just delivered. You're probably giving up a steal. As it is, Steve Laycock needing to make a very good draw with his first one just to make sure he's going to have a chance to score. Just gets by the guard and locks it right on the face of that shot stone. Steve Laycock could not have walked that down any better. Boy, if that curls just a hair more and he rubs that guard on the way by, it's an absolute disaster. Question now for Mike McEwen is, where do you try to put this stone? You know that Steve's got a couple of red ones he can try to run back. Straight one on the center line, but he could play the long wide one as well. If he makes contact with that red anywhere, he's going to get at least one. Might have a chance for two if he can stick it. And really, no reason for him not to play it. So where can you put this rock to take it away? You almost have to follow him down and make it just about as perfect, but that probably makes the single point a little easier. So Mike McEwen with his final stone here, sitting one. Just trying to make it as difficult as possible for Steve Laycock to score here. Looks like he's going to come right by everything. The back half of the button, sit 2. Steve can probably follow it down and get 1 now. Looking at whether or not he might have a shot at the in-off. Just redirect off the wider of the guards, come into the pocket of the 2 yellows. That would be for 2. Is if you don't make it, it's probably 2 points the other way. I'm not seeing much chance you're going to put him down to 1 by missing this. Looks like he wants to give it a go. Just trying to decide where do they have to put the broom here. Does not need to hit very much of that first stone. So looking to hit the red stone that's right beside the broom. Have his shooter come in basically to the middle of those 2 yellows coming from the side. Double the 2 yellows out of the 4-foot. And he could pick up a deuce here. Gonna need to curl. Don't think he's making contact with it at all. It'll slide right through. So Mike McEwen steals 2 here in the 4th end of play. He'll take a 6-1 lead into the 4th end break. And doesn't look like we're going to have a break. Steve Laycock deciding that's enough. We've got 3 more games to play over the next 2 days. So an early one for Mike McEwen. They pick up the 6-1 win over Steve Laycock here. In a game that really the McEwen team played very well, and Steve Laycock's team had a couple of bad breaks go against them and just could not recover. Draw 4 winding down here from the Saville Center. Quickly update you on all the scores. Now, there were a number of games that started a little earlier than ours since they split draw. So Chase Thinnette against Keenan Whip. It is Whip with a 5-4 lead, playing the 8th end there. Kevin Cooey taking 1 in the 8th is a 7-6 winner over Evan Van Amsterdam. Reed Carruthers, a 7-2 winner over Ryland Clyder. Andrew Dunbar, 10-3 over Ryan Jacques. Takumi Maeda over Johnson Cow. That's an 8-6 final. And all of these games still underway. Zach Davies and Ethan Sampson, 2-all. Aaron Stachinsky and Yuseki Morizumi, 2-all after 2 ends as well. Brent Pierce with a 5-3 lead over Jacob Libas. And Jordan McDonald, 2-1 over Andrew Dunbar. You can see all the action here all weekend long. There will be 10 sheets going. Staggered starts, so there's always games in play. We want to thank you for joining us here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you here again.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
day out.